Here with me is the 2020 Lexus GX. I've been able to drive it for a week and I've got a love-hate relationship with this thing. I'm gonna give you 5 things that I like and 5 things that I don't like coming right up. Now before I start this off, I do have a full review of this vehicle. This is not a review, but I have a full detailed review and test drive if you wanna check that out. I'll put the information in the description below. Number 1 is the lousy infotainment system. So as you can see, the screen is a decent size, but not as big as it is in the other Lexuses. And it just looks outdated. It is outdated. You don't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You can't rewind your stations or anything. It's just really old. And when we go to the navigation, it just is not up to par. It's better than it was, but it's just still not very good at all. And it's just unacceptable for 2020. Another thing that I don't like is that running boards come standard. And a lot of you that purchase this vehicle might appreciate having the running boards, but I'd wish that they weren't standard. You have to get them no matter what. And of course you could take them off probably with a socket wrench, but still. This vehicle's really not that tall. I mean, the seat is below my butt cheek, so I can pretty much just kind of slide in, and I'm not even very tall. Personally, I would take those off and just leave them off, or even put some rock sliders under there. Now the third thing that I don't like is the fact that I have a rear-facing car seat that I use, and most of the time we put it in the middle and it works just fine, but with these captain's chairs, I put it over here so my wife could sit right there and we could still kind of talk and she could have some better visibility. But when I had my rear-facing car seat, a small one at that, I could not sit here comfortably with the way that this seat was. Now for a vehicle this big, that should not be an issue. This looks like a lot of space, but this seat back really comes back quite a ways, and a rear-facing car seat just pushed into that. So it just did not work out. I had to put it over there. Not a big deal, but an inconvenience that you shouldn't have to deal with in a vehicle this big. Now another complaint is the cargo space. For a vehicle of this size, it's just not very good at all. Well, first, let me show you. I love how you can open up this glass, but other than that, I don't like it. There's no power gate, which is fine. I don't really want one on a vehicle quite like this, but back here, there's just not much space. So I have this jogging stroller right here, and it takes up the whole area with the third row folded down. That's just not very good. And even when you fold those down, there's still significantly less space than I would expect for a vehicle of this size. But that's part of what you get with the body on frame. You've got the spare tire underneath and a live axle under here, so there's some give and take. Another thing I don't like about the GX 460 is that it's both somewhat underpowered and extremely inefficient. It's got 301 horsepower, just like the Toyota Camry, 329 pound-feet of torque, significantly less than some other vehicles, but I'd be okay with that if it was somewhat efficient. It's got 16 miles per gallon combined rating, and I'd be okay with that if it had more power. So the fact that it's both relatively underpowered and inefficient, I just don't like it. This engine does fine, but for a luxury vehicle that's supposed to be able to tow 6,500 pounds, it should be better. I'm back again up here with the front end. So starting with my likes, I've got to start with the engine. Now I just harped on the engine being kind of underpowered and inefficient, but this is bulletproof. This 4.6 liter has been around for a little while. It's solid. It can go a long ways. This is a reliable vehicle. And even the GX 470, if you change the timing belt on that, that can go forever too. Number 2 is the Sport Design package on this GX. So without it, I feel like it just looks a little bit old, and I feel like the Sport Design just kind of brings it up a little bit. It really enhances the overall appearance. I love the aesthetic of the wheels and the grille more so with this design package, and the spoilers on the front and the back. So overall, I like that, and especially paired with this atomic silver paint, the Sport Design package is one of my things that I like. Number 3 is that this is a body-on-frame SUV. We've got a solid axle in the back. It's just a big, capable SUV. I hope Lexus never stops making body-on-frame SUVs just like this and the LX. This is not a crossover, and that is what I love about this vehicle. Number 4 is that this is a quiet SUV. It doesn't actually have laminated side glass, but it's still really quiet. Road noise is well contained. It registered a quieter score than that Lexus RX 350 that I had, and I could easily carry on conversations inside of here despite this being a big vehicle. Number 5 is that the GX has some serious off-road chops. So on this luxury trim, we have the optional off-road package, which gives us the multi-terrain select, where you can pick different modes. But you also get a panoramic view monitor with that. You get a transmission cooler, a fuel tank protector, and crawl control, which is basically an off-road cruise control. And this is a full-time four-wheel drive with a low range as well. So those are 5 things that I like and 5 things that I don't like with my love-hate relationship with this GX. Let me know your comments down below and watch the full review. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.